Hi, this is Jamie Magridge coming to you from my craft table. Today I'd like to show you how to make this card. It's made with the Home to Roost stamp set from Stampin'Up. Let me turn you around and we'll get started. Alright, well let's get started here. Again, we're going to make this card today. Let me show you what we're going to need. We're going to be using what is it called? Petal pair embossing folders. There are these two little embossing folders. There's one that is like Ivy's. Oops, where are you? There you are. That's the one we're going to use. We're going to be using of the stitched rectangles, the long ones, the largest of the long skinny rectangles. Oh, I'm having trouble finding the viewfinder today. There we go. Okay, we have 2 ink pads. We have soft suede and mint macaroon. A scrap of whisper white. A piece of old olive that's a 1/2 inch long by at least 4 1/4 inches, or 4 inches. It's a little bit longer. I'll trim it once I get it stamped and in position. A piece of crumb cake, which is 3 inches by 5 1/4. A piece of mint macaroon, which is 4 by 5 1/4. This part here is going to be covered up with this piece, so it doesn't matter that there's something punched out of it. A card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Okay, so let's put these aside. Where I can find them when I need them. Okay, our stamp set is Home to Roost by Stampin'Up. We're going to be using the rooster, the wheat, and Enjoy the Simple Moments. And then we're going to be using the Bokeh dot, the actual Bokeh, this one here of the Bokeh dots. Okay. Oh, I got my stamp chamois. Let's move that over on the other side. We're also going to be using some of this flax whisper white ribbon. We have a few blends today to color the rooster in. I have Balmy Blue, dark. I have a dark Night of Navy. I have a dark Cajun Craze, a dark Pumpkin Pie, and a dark Old Olive. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I want to do is take this mint macaroon piece and run it through my embossing folder. Now if I put it in this way, it's going to be raised up, and you'll see on my card I actually have it the other way around. You can do it either way, but I kind of like that the leaves went up, so if I want the leaves to go up, I want it to go this direction. Okay, so I'm going to run that through my embossing folder, or through my Big Shot, and the sandwich is going to be, I'm going to remove one embossing plate, or one cutting plate. We're going to remove the thin die adapter, so we're going to have the Big Shot platform. Oh, actually, this is a regular embossing folder, so I need one cutting plate on the bottom, the embossing folder with the paper in it, and another plate on top, because these aren't the thick dynamic ones. This is just a regular one. Sorry, it's going to wiggle the table. I need to get a new table. This table's so wiggly. Alright. So there's that piece. We can either do it this side or we can turn it over and use the other side. I think I'll try it this side this time. Okay, so we're done with the embossing folder. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, now I need this for the next steps, or in a minute, so let's move it over here out of the way. Oh, stuck on my mat. I'm making a mess here. Alright, so now we're going to take this brown piece of crumb cake, and again it's 3 by 5 1/4 inches. We're going to take the mint macaron ink. Am I in frame? I'm not even in frame. Let's put these off. And I've mounted this a little bit on the corner, so hopefully I can line it up a little bit. Alright, let's ink up our stamp. This is the Bokeh dot. Okay, and I'm going to stamp it down on here. A little bit closer to this edge, about 1/4 inch from that edge or so. Tried to do it straight, but I don't think I did. Okay, not bad. I'm done with that one. Let's wash my stamp and put it away. Alright, I'm done with the mint macaron ink. Next is the soft suede. And the grasses, so we're gonna, or the weeds, we're gonna stamp it once up inside the box, but at the bottom, but going out of the box just a little bit onto that side. Then without re-inking, we're gonna lower down below the box and move over into the center and re-stamp. Then we're gonna re-ink. We're going to go above this grass, but below this grass, and on this side we're going to stamp again. Okay, so we're done with that one. Okay, now, while we're at it, let's stamp our rooster on our, we have a scratch piece of the Thin Whisper White. Stamp the rooster. Good and neat. Perfect. Okay. And we might as well, while we got the ink out, stamp the sentiment on our Old Olive. The sentiment, enjoy the simple moments. And again, we're using that soft suede ink. I'm going to stamp it sort of in the center of this. If I can do it, I better stand up so I can get right over the top of it. Perfect. Okay, let's put the ink away then. Okay, now we're going to bring in the Big Shot again and our framelit. This time our platform is the Big Shot platform, the thin die adapter, one cutting plate. Let's make sure these are all lined up so that they go through the machine. We're going to put our crumb cake piece that we stamped on there, and our die, we're going to center it so that it's like the top of the die is about the top of the blue piece. See, there's that rectangle there of the mint macaroon that we did. I'm going to center that die there, and then we're going to run it through the machine. Again, I'm sorry about the wiggling. Get this done so we don't have to wiggle anymore. Alright. Machine out of the way. Alright. Now this has stitching on both the inside and the outside. So you'll notice there's stitching here on the outside of this and stitching here. So we're going to use both pieces of that. We're going to set dye aside so I don't lose it. Alright, now let's color our rooster on. And roosters come in all different colors. First thing we're going to do is use the dark Cajun craze, and we're going okay, I've got them cut out now. As you can see, I left a border around the edge.